Good morning, my community. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning, recipes, a little bit of everything. If you're new to our channel, we ask that you go ahead and hit that like button and you hit that subscribe and join our great community as we learn to garden and can and cook together. So let's start talking about the weather. It looks to get pretty nasty today, guys, and it's deeply concerning because our news agencies are telling people to leave work early and or work remote. That's never a good sign. Today is tomato trellising day. I got to get these tied up some more, guys. They are just getting crazy. One thing I want to point out is due to these cool temps, guys, and this damp weather and the sunshine, you need to start watching your tomato plants for the brown spot, which is caused by these very humid, cool temps. So this big bush here in the high tunnel got hit with it. Greg sprayed it yesterday. You want to find you a good brown spot organic spray to head this off, because if you're in our area and in these cool temps, because we have not really heated up yet, which I'm glad, but your tomato plants may suffer. So we had to get that one sprayed yesterday so it wouldn't spread to the others. Now if you look at your plant and you see that there's the brown spot or the black spot on your leaves, as long as it's less than a third on your plant, go ahead and prune that off and it should be just fine. You really don't want to prune off more than a third, but once you get it pruned back, you need to go ahead and get you a good organic spray and spray that down to keep it from spreading. So there's a warm front coming up from the south this morning. It's not quite hit our area, but it's going to bring the humidity and everything up. And then we have a cool front or cold front to the northwest, and they're going to converge over us sometime this afternoon. We're expecting it here. Right now, the forecasts are between 3 and 6, and it looks like for us they're saying 6. I really hope it's earlier than that so we can get it over with and get a good view on what's going on. We are getting prepared. We do live in a manufactured home, and you know Pop lives in a tiny home, and it's on these days that we get our dog leashes ready and some of our important papers ready and a little kennel ready for Pop's little Miss Kitty, because if it's a severe weather event like an F2 or an F3 and above on a tornado, our home wouldn't survive it, guys, and we just wouldn't take the chance on staying here. We would be very cautious, and we would try to loop around and go down south and then behind it. We did get hit with an F1 tornado here years ago. I believe it was around 2011, 2012, and it tore up our barn pretty good. But the house, stood. But it was a frightening experience, one that I really don't want to relive. So I'm going to have to open up the sides of this high tunnel today because we do need airflow in here, because with the damp and moisture, we also don't want to start seeing powdery mildew on our squash and our zucchinis in here, which are looking fantabulous. So it's real important that we get air circulation in this little high tunnel to ward off any diseases. So keep that in mind. So one of our community members got hit real bad yesterday with that hailstorm that went through Florida, guys, close to Orlando, and she pretty much lost about 80 to 90% of her garden. We want to keep her in your prayers. We spoke about whether she would have enough time to replant, and she doesn't think so for tomatoes, although she has some starts. But starting completely over is a big no for her. She says that it's going to get too hot there. But she should be able to restart her bush beans, her green beans, and her squashes and zucchinis. Guys, I mean, my goodness, when weather strikes, there's not a lot we can do. We have lost crops to freezes, to late freezes, to frost, to severe weather, to heavy rain, to high winds. And so our heart certainly goes out to her. And it's KP, so keep her in your prayers. And gosh, we're going to be, in fact, I've already prayed for our community this morning because of this severe weather and all these changes that are happening this time of year, which is spring weather for us here in Texas. April and May is usually when we get some pretty severe weather. So right now we're under an enhanced risk, which is a 3 out of a 5. They think that we'll get some supercells through here and then a squall line. So the last time they told us that we would get some supercells, it didn't pan out for us. It did up north of us, but it didn't pan out for us, thank goodness. And we're hoping that that repeats itself today, because we really don't want any supercells. And then the squall line that we did get went through really, really quick. And then we were done. And then tomorrow it looks like we're going to be nice. And then Friday we have another severe threat. And then the weekend looks good. And then it looks like next week we may be on the upswing. Now again, guys, we'll take any rain that we can get this time of year. You know, that drought last year about killed us in the heat. And we're really hoping for a mild summer. Now they're still saying that we're going to have excessive heat, but I'm really, really praying that that's not the case. But for those of you in the Texas area and probably east of here, you want to keep an eye on the sky today. Keep an eye on the sky today, and make sure that you have a plan and that you're prepared to take whatever precautions necessary in the event you see something really coming your way. So look out, guys. Be prepared. My purple hull peas that I planted in between my tomato plants are doing really well, and they're coming up. So I really expect that we're going to have us a good harvest of these purple hulls. And I got some black-eyed peas that I need to put in right behind them next to some other tomatoes. So these are a good companion plant, guys, for your tomato plants. They really help with the nitrogen intake. Very strong, cool south wind, guys. And you can see those clouds are really trucking. So now on to getting in there and trellising up my tomatoes, and Greg's going to be trellising up those in the big high tunnel today. Keep an eye out, guys, and we'll keep you updated. If it looks like it's going to get bad, I'll do another video this afternoon and show you what's going on here. Again, I've already prayed for our community, and I'll continue to pray for our community today. And we need to lift each other up and just ask the Lord to put his hand of protection over us. Take care. God bless. I hope I don't see you this afternoon, but if I do, you know it's getting bad. Love you guys. Bye-bye.